Yeah.
All right. Will you lead this combo?
You want me to lead?
Yeah, I want you to lead it.
Okay, so we're gonna just go by. Okay.
Just roll.
How we met.
Yeah.
We met at a furniture store, and you actually walked in, and I saw you, and you needed help buying furniture.
Yeah.
You gave me an idea of what you was looking for. We started looking around, and then we just actually sat on the couch and just talked about life.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Like the very first time we met.
And it's like my you know, like the vibe that I got from you was real positive. And you know, and I noticed that, you know, like some people that I might know, they will have problems with other race, you know, and to me, I get along with everybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter,
right,
you know, who a person is. Like it doesn't matter the color of their skin or whatever the case may be. Because I feel like this, at the end of the day, we both bleed red.
That's
if
right.
I cut you right now, your blood is going to be red.
That's right.
It's not going to be purple. It's not going to be green. It's not going to be no other color but red.
Right.
You cut me, it's red.
It's red.
So I look at the person by the individual, not by the color of their skin.
Right.
And me and you just connect so good, and we come from different worlds.
Totally
in
different worlds.
aspects.
Absolutely.
But yet we came together right then and there, and
it's like we had known each other for a long time, but we had never met.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
Yeah. So basically, we want to talk about just the importance of, I don't know if we're supposed to look at camera or whatever, but the importance of, or just kind of bring up the discussion and maybe get other people's feedback about race in today's culture, and just, you know, like how people feel about it, and how, you know, Lyisha and I, we're friends. It doesn't matter that I'm, what did you call me? Caucasian.
Yes.
I'm Caucasian.
And I'm
she's
African American, which some people would say black or whatever, but me per se.
Yeah, can you go into detail? Can you explain? Because when we first sat down the other day, I know that there's, I mean.
Well, some people refer to themselves as being black. Some people refer to themselves as African American or just American. You know, it all depends. And I just feel like at that present time and moment, like you wouldn't know how to refer to me.
Right.
Unless if I actually explain to you how I might be referred.
Right.
Because you might look and say black, and then I might get defensive.
Right, right.
And vice versa, you know? But I feel like, to me, I don't like the word of black, and black is on applications, and it's just variety stuff. But now when you look at it, if you notice, when you do look at an application, it will say black / African American.
Okay.
It doesn't always say black anymore.
Okay.
Because of people feel the way that I feel.
Yeah.
And I just feel like black is a color. When you look at the color black, you don't see, that's not my color.
No, it's not.
Just like
if you look at
I don't refer to
this is a white shirt.
Right, that's a white shirt, and she's not white. She's
I'm not
olive.
this color.
Yeah. You know, her skin is olive, so I don't say a white person, which some people, they say, oh, white. And then some people might not get defensive if they was called white.
Right.
But then you have some people that might feel the way that I do. Well, do I look like that wall that is white? No, I don't. You know, my skin is totally different. So it all depends. And that goes for me as well.
Yeah.
You know, that I could talk to you and I could say white.
Yeah.
But then you might say, well, I'm not white.
Yeah.
You know, exactly.
Yeah. And some people may be
offended. Yeah. Some people might be offended and some people might not.
Right.
So it all depends. So it's like a person don't know what to say and how to say
like
it.
What's
unless
politically correct is
so
not necessarily everybody's got their own
thoughts
and feelings on what they feel is
Exactly.
the right thing to say.
Exactly.
And
So it all depends. And then when I say that it all depends, because that person will let you know how they will want to be referred to.
right,
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
They will let you know.
Right.
So once they let you know, then you go by that, and then I feel that that's how the respect factor builds.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
because you respected that person.
yeah.
On how
And
they
each individual person it will feel differently.
exactly.
So, but this all comes about because I don't want to offend anyone.
Right.
Lyisha doesn't want to offend anybody, you know, and
Right.
when I'm just out walking around or talking to people in conversation, you know, whether I refer to someone as black or African American or white or Caucasian,
Yeah.
it just, Lyisha, you know,
Just like you might have some people that might be Mexican,
Mhm.
and they don't like it if you refer to them as Spanish.
right, Hispanic.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And vice versa.
Yeah.
If you speak to people that's Spanish, they don't like it if you say that they Mexican.
Right, or
So
because
it-
they could be
Exactly,
Cuban, they
exactly.
could be Puerto Rican,
Exactly.
they could be, and like you described to me, you met a woman who looked a lot like me.
Yes.
You know, was tall,
Yes.
Caucasian,
Yes.
and she was born in Africa.
Yes. And she considered herself African American.
So
Yes.
that
So
is
that-
a huge
exactly.
example of you just never know. So yeah, if she's identifying as an African American because she
Yeah.
was born in Africa,
Yeah.
but she's an American,
Yeah.
doesn't even matter about race.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's just that's an
And
interesting
I
thing.
just feel like my spirit has drawn to you, and I think that that people could see that other race could work together
Yeah.
as a team and help build this world that we live in.
Yeah.
You know, and make a difference and make a positive difference in
Yeah.
the world today.
Yeah,
Um,
because anybody can work together.
exactly.
You know, if people could just
And then your vibes have to connect.
yeah.
Everything have to flow.
Right.
And that goes for any relationship, whether you're in a relationship with a man or woman or your parents or anything. But everything has to flow and connect.
Right.
Everything. So if it doesn't flow and connect, then the relationship is not going to work.
Right.
So my vibe connected with your vibe.
Yeah, it did.
So that's why we are here today.
That's right.
But if your vibe didn't connect with mine didn't connect with yours.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here where we at right now.
That's right.
You know, not
We
to
probably
say
would've just gone
that
our
we
own
wouldn't
separate
have
ways.
been friends or acquainted, but we, like you said, we would have just went our separate ways.
Yeah.
You know, but since we like connected, like from day one.
Yeah. Like
we really
like
connected.
immediately, yeah.
And I felt good because I have been in situations where racism, they showed that they was racism against me just because of the color of my skin, and it really hurted.
Yeah.
So when I did interact, but I didn't let that get to me. But then when I did interact with you, I felt good because you didn't look at me as the color of my skin. You looked at me as a person that is working, that is trying to help me
Yeah.
get furniture into the store.
Right.
You didn't look at me as a color.
Right.
Where certain people where I was working at, due to the fact of me being brown skin, they wouldn't want to work with me. They would not want to work with me. They would. I already been to the point where I was called niggers. You know, and I don't like that word, and I don't even like for my own kind to even call each other the N-word. You know, my kids experience it. You know, where I had a son, you know, my son now, he's 16, but at the time when he was in the 2nd grade, he had a best friend that was Caucasian, and they was really best buddies. They played together in school, they was always together. And when the boy had a birthday party, he was giving out invitations to everybody.
Yeah.
And he didn't give it to Ronald, my son. So he said, well, why didn't you give me an invitation? He said that my parents don't like black people. And that's what he said. He said black. So,
And this
you know,
would-
this is like
this
kids.
is your child. This is
you
kids.
teaching your children to grow up and to dislike another race because of the color of their skin, and we both are equal.
Right.
You know, I
That's
feel
right.
that
We
both
are
are
equal.
equal. You know, so that kind of like really hurt me.
Yeah.
And my son was called the N-word, and my son, you know, came home, and at the time I was married, and he explained to me and my husband, he said, well, Mom, Dad, he was like, what is a nigger? And that just hurted me. I just started crying.
What do you even say to that?
And
I mean,
it was like really kind of, I was choked up, and it was hard for me to say anything, and I just started crying.
Yeah.
Because you would hate for your child that's 6 years old, almost 7, to experience that and have to tell you and ask you, well, what is that word? And when he said it to us, he was smiling because he did not understand that word.
right.
So he was smiling like, Mommy, Daddy,
Yeah.
you know, what is... And that really hurt me. And then my husband at the time had explained to him, his father explained to him where it came from. He went on the internet, showed him how not to use this word, where to generate it from and everything, so then he could get a more understanding.
At 6 or
And
7 years old.
Right. And that's,
What-
yeah.
He's having to comprehend.
Yeah. So and that's not, you know, so me and my family had experienced racism, and right now I'm living in a nice area, as you could tell. We the only ethnic that's in this area. So the neighbors don't say hi to us. They don't speak or anything like that. I guess they feel like, what am I doing in this area?
But
You know, and I just feel like,
why do people feel like that, do you think? Why do people, is it because it's different? It's different, like we're all different people? What if I don't have a family, but if it were me and my family who lived in this house, would they speak to me?
most likely yes, because the majority of everybody in this area fits your description. You understand?
So-
it fits your description. Nobody in this area is fitting my description. So they feel like you shouldn't have 3 or 4 cars in front of your house. You shouldn't be living in
But
a
if you have
house
3 or
like
4
this.
drivers,
Right.
then you have
But
3 or
they-
4 cars.
But they don't look at it like that. You would say hi to them, they are shun and just turn their back away. And I mean,
Like you're not a human.
yes. And just like, for instance, a couple of months ago, and I was actually with my oldest son, and we was coming from the store, and I said, let's check the mail. And it was about 8 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Checked the mail, got the mail, and it was a cop that was strolling in the area. First time ever that I saw a cop in this area. Then the cop was just like driving slowly. So you already know what cops these days, killing everybody and shooting everybody. So I was kind of hesitant and scared. And I had my son in the car, and he's an African-American young man, you know? So I was like, oh my Lord.
You're checking
Let
your
me,
mail.
yes. So I got the mail. The cop was driving really slow, pulled on the side of us, rolled down the window, and said, what are you doing here? I looked at him. I said, did you not see? Because he saw me. He was down the block, and he parked us. He like stopped. So I saw him in my rearview mirror, and I saw him. So he saw my son get out the car, get the mail. Then he said, what are you doing here? And I said, you did not just see, and this is what I said to him, you didn't just see my son go get the mail.
I live here, sir.
He said, mail? And I held up the mail and said, yes, I live here around the corner. The police officer said, you live here? So my son was very upset. Like, I cannot believe that he just said that. Like, I'm trying to tell my son, I'm like, just cool it, you know, because he was getting upset. So I'm like, just don't say nothing. and just let us just go, or whatever the case may be. I just wanted to leave.
You were just trying to get your mail in the place that you live.
And I just came, don't you see the mail? And then he was like, all right, then go home. Turned around.
Go home? Like around, you had to go, had to go home?
Went around. He actually looked at us, pulled into my driveway before he left. He looked, and that hurted me so bad.
This is something that I would never experience. Never experience.
Exactly.
And that's not, that you're raising a family. Just like the people around you are raising families. There's swing sets in the yards next to you. I mean, you're raising a family. You can raise your family wherever you want. Why does it matter what your skin color is? Why, you know, why does it have to be like that?
I agree.
It doesn't make any sense. We've come so far with so much in society, but we still are stuck on skin color.
And then you might even have some people that will look at this video and that might be upset with you because you are sitting here with me. And me and you are trying to do something that is positive. Is because they feel that you shouldn't be with a person like me. You shouldn't have no dealings with a person like me.
But we're humans.
Or interact with a person like me. You know, because they've been taught this from their parents, and their parents been taught from their parents, and so on and so on. So then their kids grow up, and it just, the cycle just constantly
we're here, let's break this cycle.
Right.
It's time.
Right.
It's
exactly.
time. There's
exactly.
absolutely no reason
exactly.
for this. I mean, it is time. This is 2018.
I absolutely feel the same way.
You know, we can work. We can be friends. We can go get our mail.
Yes.
And not have police pull up next to us and ask what we're doing here in our own neighborhood. Your kids shouldn't have to go through that. You shouldn't have to go through that. But your children should not have to go through that. I mean,
I know.
so we're here. We're here to bring this topic to light.
Exactly.
And if anybody has any comments or you know, questions that you, or any comments in general on this topic, we'd love to know.
Definitely.
Leave your comments below. We like to kind of start doing these kinds of videos and just bringing these topics to light together. And yeah, we hope that we can just, you know, touch on certain topics, and if anybody has any suggestions for things that, you know, we could discuss coming from two different backgrounds.
Exactly.
We can each provide our own perspectives and how we were raised, and you know. And did we already go? Where were you born?
Bronx, New York.
Bronx, New York.
Yes.
Okay. And you were born. Let's see. Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have one. I have a brother.
A brother.
Yeah.
And what is the age difference?
It's 5 years.
5 years.
So I'm older.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm the oldest.
Okay. And so were you a good big sister?
I would say so. Definitely.
Yeah.
I taught my brother how to fight.
You
That's
did?
something. I'm the one that's teaching.
You taught him how to
How to
fight.
fight.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So I taught my brother, and me and my brother was very, very close growing up. Unfortunately now that we are older, we are not as close as we were before. You know, he's living his life. He's in another state with his wife and kids, and I'm in another state with, you know, me and my kids.
Yeah.
But I would love for our relationship to have stayed some sort of how we was growing up.
Right.
but unfortunately it's not, and it is what it is.
You can get back to that.
And I accept that, you know,
Yeah.
and I pray on it, you know, hopefully it will, but if not, I still accept it, and I still love my brother no matter
Of course you
what.
do. Of
And
course.
I'm there for him if he ever needed me, and,
Yeah.
and vice versa. I know that he's there for me if
Yeah.
I ever needed him.
Yeah.
You know?
He's got your
So-
back, you've got his.
So yeah, and you know, I was raised, me and my brother was raised from a single woman, you know, single mom.
Yep.
She raised two kids, a boy and a girl, and even though she wasn't a man, you know, you can't really teach a young child how to be a man, but he did have uncles and cousins and stuff like that, and you know, sort of say some of the stuff that he did learn was from the streets too as well.
Yeah.
But thank God that he wasn't a statistic. He wasn't going back and forth to jail. My brother never been to jail, never been locked up. He, you know, so in all actuality, everything, you know, turned out with him, turned out good.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So my mom I was raised by a single mom. My dad passed away when I was 2, and from leukemia. And my mom had 3 young kids, and I was in diapers still, I think. And let's see, 2, 5, and 7.
Wow.
And I have an older sister who's 3 years older, and then an older brother who's 4 years older. And yeah, my dad raised without a father figure.
Your brother.
My brother raised without a father figure. My mom was the mom and the dad. You know, that she just was the parent. And all you single moms out there, I know that you've experienced single motherhood, and you ladies are strong. You're strong. My mom's strong. Your mom's was, you know, strong.
Yes, very.
And
Very
people
much.
don't realize how much, what kind of strength it takes to raise children on your own. 1, let alone 2 or 3 or even
Yes.
more.
Yes.
So,
I agree.
any single moms out there,
Yes.
we'd love to have some discussion. I'm not a parent, but she's a parent, and I've, you know, had experience.
Yeah.
You know.
And hopefully one day you will be.
Hopefully.